And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. Maui Jim Sunglasses, the choice of the best captains. Shimano Rods and Reels, fish with the best. Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Welcome back, hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Pete Gray here. Rock Cod Rick Maxa is out of town, but Corey Sand and MC Swinbaits is here, our co-host today, and always extraordinary having Corey in the studio here because he's such a wealth of knowledge for us. Speaking of wealth of knowledge, Steve and Dave from Promar talking lobster fishing starts 1 week from yesterday, which would be last night would be the first night. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but great show, and what a bunch of giveaways Ben and Steve have brought to give away today, the Promar stuff.
Like, are you kidding me, Pete?
Yeah,
I mean, this
awesome.
is why the lines are absolutely packed. The lines have been full the whole show. Lobster rig kit for winner number 1, which includes everything from gloves, light sticks, reflective tape, LED headlamp, seal-proof bait cage, lobster gauge, Promar hoodie, snapback hat. I mean, this has got to be in a couple $100 worth of stuff, and you couldn't just go in and buy it all, I'm sure, but really cool. The second one is going to be a tuna jig kit, assorted salt jigs, sabikis, and a hat. And then the rockfish kit is an assortment of live deception jigs, squid skirt rigs, and rockfish fly rigs, you know, all for your rock fishing needs. And that's stuff that Ahi USA provides. And we're happy to have you in studio, Steve. It's really nice, and sharing all the stuff. And good times.
858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. All the lines are full, but keep trying. You'll get back to them. And we have Noah on the line right now. Good morning, Noah.
Good morning. First I have a joke. Did you ever hear the pizza joke?
Hey, now we should explain. That's Brandon Hayward's voice that you hear over there. Now, Noah's your son, right, Brandon?
I think so.
Yeah. And Noah has a lobster question.
He does. Okay. I think he had a joke first, though.
Okay, let's hear the joke, Noah.
Did you ever hear the pizza joke?
No.
Should I tell it to you?
Please.
Yeah.
It's way too cheesy.
Way too cheesy. You like it, Noah?
Very good.
Yeah.
Cha-ching. So what's your question, Noah?
Do lobster like shallow waters?
Do lobster like shallow water? Captain Dave?
Absolutely. No, that's where Captain Dave fishes all the time. He doesn't have one net with 50 feet of line on it.
What?
All Dave's nets have 30 to 40 feet of line on every one. I don't fish deep.
Wow.
Wow.
That's just me.
That's just Dave. So Noah, have your dad taken you lobster fishing yet? Yeah, you like lobster fishing? You do? Okay, good.
Yes.
Yeah, good. All right. Well, thanks for calling, Noah. You going to become a regular caller to Let's Talk Hookup here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thanks, Brandon.
Have a great morning.
All right. Have a great morning. Obviously, Brandon's at home taking care of the family, right? Which is
So cool, isn't
which
it?
is a great thing. Yeah.
Little Noah, you got to
Noah
like
Hayward, for sure. Hey, let's go ahead and jump back in the phones.
Let's do it, Pete. Let's talk to Artie. Artie's calling from Vista. Good morning, Artie. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hi, Arnie.
Hey guys, how you doing this morning?
Great.
Okay, the question I got is on as far as like hoop netting. Do any of the landings offer trips to go hoop netting anymore?
Yeah, I know up in L.A., Long Beach Harbor, you got Ryan there on the Gale Force and the Triton. He's running trips up there. Then as you get down into San Diego, I know Fisherman's Landing had trips last year, H&M. There's quite a few places up and down the coast that have. Up in Santa Barbara, I know the Cobra was doing it last year. There's probably 5 landings that are running hoop net trips. So I would definitely call around and find out one closest to you. You sound like you're down here in San Diego. So Fisherman's Landing, H&M, Seaforth, one of those guys is going to be running trips.
Somebody will be running them, right?
Yeah. So we have, like Dave was saying, there's a bunch of them. He mentioned Gale Force. We also have Ben Alexander and Natalie Ann out of Long Beach. And almost every landing in Southern California, if they don't have them, they know who does. So if you just give any landing a call, and they'll be able to direct you to the right guy.
And I'll bet they're all using Promar stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody's using the Promar
yeah,
net.
For sure. Now, one thing I'll mention on the sport fishing boats, you're not allowed to use any more than 10 nets.
On any given boat.
On any boat. It doesn't matter whether it's a 65-foot boat or it's a 6-foot boat.
As long as there's 2 people with their lobster cards on the boat.
Good
so
point.
it's one person. If you're by yourself out there, you can only do 5.
Right.
But if you want to bring 10, you are. The boat is limited to 10. It doesn't matter if you have 3 guys, 4 guys, 5 guys. Right. It's still only 10, but you do need to have at least 2 people on the boat for 10.
Right. So, in other words, if you go on one of the sport fishing boats and they have 10 people on the boat, you get 1 net, I'm
exactly.
guessing, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
And it's kind of a sticky thing, too, where and it's good for you, Steve, I mean, with Promar and the lobster gauges, but every individual fisherman has to have their own personal gauge, too.
Gauge. Right, yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
If Fish and Game comes, stops you in the middle of the night while you're hooping and one of your guys doesn't have a lobster gauge, that's going to be a ticket. So you got to make sure that everybody on your boat, if you're on your private boat, everybody on the boat has a gauge.
Yeah, if you're going out with your buddy or whatever you're doing, yeah, he's got all the hoops,
right.
He's got everything ready to go, the bait, everything, but you do have to have your own gauge.
Yep.
And a California fishing license and a California lobster report card. Now, let me ask you this. If you're 16 or under, you don't need a California fishing license. Do you need a lobster report?
No matter what, you need the lobster card.
Yeah, if you're 10 years old, if Noah's going fishing with Dad there, you need to have that lobster.
Yeah, a lot of
no
guys.
No license, but a lobster.
Right, and a lot of guys think that you don't need one on a pier because lots of piers you don't need a fishing license for a pier, but you do need a lobster card.
If you're fishing for lobster, no matter where you are or how old you are, you need a lobster.
Yes.
Card. Okay.
Yeah, that's so sticky too. I mean, here's another thing, Steve. I mean, I just want to bring it up, Pete, real quick. But public fishing piers, you are correct. But on a private pier, you do need a fishing license.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like Crystal Pier is a private pier.
Oh, really? Oh,
you need a fishing license.
That's new to me.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
There's so many little things right there.
You got to watch those regulations.
Hello.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for the call, Arnie.
Hey, and with Arnie hanging up, that did free up our 858-457-1090, so you want to give us a shout, there it is. Lines have been packed. Let's jump into it. We're going to talk to Mike. Mike's calling from Chula Vista. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup, Mike.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Great. Thanks for being patient, Mike.
Hey, no problem. Hey, it's going to be hard to follow that little guy. He was cute. I like that. That was really cool. Hey, okay, I got 2 questions for you. One, on a pier, okay, I'm just asking this now because it just hit me. On a pier, how many traps are you allowed to use? Because I've heard a lot of different stories. And are you allowed to, like, fish when you have your traps in the water?
Well,
that's something I got to find out about. And second, on your Palomars, the top opening on your Palomar, how big is that opening?
So you're not allowed to use any traps on a pier. What you're using is a hoop net. Now, a hoop net is not considered a trap. You got to remember that. So when you're fishing and Fish and Game stops you and asks you, hey, what do you have in the water? You do not say a trap because that's gonna upset them.
Very good point, Steve.
Yeah. You want to say you're using a hoop net, a Promar hoop net. Now, I believe, don't quote me on this, but you want to make sure you know the regulations. So go out and get yourself a regulation book. But I believe it's 2 hoop nets per person on a pier.
I think you're right, Steve.
Yeah.
I have heard that.
Yeah.
And but you said, check with the regulations.
Right, absolutely. And yeah, you're allowed to use up to 2 hoop nets on a pier. And I believe the opening on our hoop nets, depending on which size you have, so there's the original ambush, it's an 18-inch opening, and then the larger ambush, the XLs and the XL heavies are going to be a 20-inch opening, I believe.
Okay, very good. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning. So you got to watch those regulations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially for lobster. And I've, Captain Dave and Steve and Corey too. I've been fishing a long time, but I have never seen more Fish and Game on my boat than with lobster.
Well, it's for the right reason, really. It's a very protective resource.
Yep, absolutely.
Highly protected, and they're golden nuggets. And I saw back in the day, man, there's some guys that just go cuckoo Yep. They literally throw all their common sense out the window, and those little golden nuggets just make them go crazy. Yep. And the fishing game have to be there to regulate the kookiness, you know? It just happens.
That's true, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. All the lines are packed. Let's jump back into it.
Let's take the 858 number. We're going to take Don. Don's calling from Dana Point. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup, Don.
Good morning, Don.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. This is going to be my first season hoop netting. I was just kind of wondering what would be the best setup to fish my 18-foot skiff with. And I just saw your the fish count on the Clemente and just booked a trip for the Tuesday.
All right. Awesome.
Perfect. Okay, so here's what I would tell you. Go to yoursaltwaterguide.com. Just go there for the price of a gallon of gas. It's going to help you tremendously. If this is your first season, you're definitely, I don't care if it's your 100th season. The website can't hurt you at all to go look. It's going to show you exactly what to do. 18-foot boat is perfect. You're going to have a ball out there. You're going to want to stay a little bit away from the rocks there at Dana Point. You don't want to get real tight because you're just starting to learn how to do it. But the Dana Point breakwall is super long, and it's super full of lobsters. You're going to have a blast. I wouldn't fish anywhere else.
Are you allowed to fish inside the breakwater?
No, not inside. No. The outside of the breakwall.
It has to be outside.
And by law, the commercial fishermen are not allowed to get within 300 feet. So you'll see the gauntlet of commercial traps
all on the line.
There's a line of them. You do not want to be there. You want to be inside of them, closer to the rocks. And you also want to look around a little bit for the hard bottom areas. And once again, go back to the website. It's going to show you what hard bottom looks on your fish finder. I do a whole fish finder thing on the website. But all this is going to matter. And if you're at a Dana Point, it's not uncommon to catch 100 lobsters in a night at Dana Point.
Before you catch a legal.
Yeah, you're going to catch 1 million lobsters. It's going to be a blast. And then you're going to get 2 or 3 on a good night, 2 or 3 legals. But you're going to catch lobster. And just like fishing, there's nothing better than catching.
And that's the good part of it, Don. And if I could throw a tip in there too, Dave, if you allow me,
I would love for you.
Let's do it, Don. When that season opens next weekend, it is opening 3 or 4 days ahead of the commercial fleet. Okay, do yourself a favor, get away from the jetty where everybody's going to go. Go to the hard bottom, within a mile of that harbor. You can have the time of your life before the lobster commercial guys can fish it. Then, as they open their season, then come back to the jetty and let the mayhem of the first couple weeks of the season kind of mellow out, and let the 50 people go back home, and there might only be 20 out there at that point.
Yeah. So one thing I'm always got to be cautious.
Yes.
Warning our listeners. Fishing in the open ocean on a jetty can be very hazardous.
Absolutely.
Very dangerous.
That's why I
Be
say
very,
stay away
very
from the
aware of the surf. And it's easy to find out what the surf is doing and stuff like that, because a creepy wave could come in and your boat's on the rocks in seconds, in less than seconds. So
no time. Hey, what was that website again?
Your Saltwater Guide.
And Don, for $4.99, honestly, all the if you just used it for the lobster fishing stuff, it's going to be well worth your $5.
Yeah, enjoy it and have a great time on that new boat, Don. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. That does free up 877-792-1090. Let's jump into it.
We've had a lot of patient callers, Pete. The line's been absolutely packed. We're going to talk to Kenny. Kenny's calling from Hawaiian Gardens. My hood as a child. Good morning.
Right?
Yes. Good morning, Kenny.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Good.
Hey, last year was my first year hooping. Didn't really do very much, but this year I'm going to be doing it again. Here, salmon heads is one of the better baits. There's some markets that sell them. Am I going to be better off using that, or maybe some fresh dead bait that I can get around here?
All right, here's my thought process on the salmon heads. And once again, like I say, it's only me. This is just me talking to you. Salmon heads are phenomenal for calling in the California sea lion. They think that's the coolest thing in the world. You can't put it inside the cage. I mean, if you put it in the cage, they're going to see it. If you've ever seen a sea lion, they have these gigantic black eyes that see very, very well underwater. They're a super visual animal. I don't know if you've been out on the ocean lately, but there's pretty much sea lions everywhere, and they're starving to death. And if they can see your salmon head, they're going to stay with it all night until they can get it out of that cage. That's why we're going to use the Promar sea lion-proof tubes, and we're going to stuff them with whatever kind of bait you want. The reason I don't use salmon heads, they're gnarly to deal with. You got to have a saw. You got to cut them up to get them into the tube. Sardines and anchovies, I just shove them in there. I don't have to do anything to them.
Or if you catch
simple.
a bunch of skipjack or bonita.
I was just going to say that.
You know, chop it up.
You can't use bonita.
Oh, you can't use bonita.
Well, use bonita.
What about the carcass? What about the carcass of the bonito?
Okay, and then you want to explain to the guy that it was not a whole bonito when you shoved it in there?
Or just the head? I don't know. I mean, I'm asking.
I was told by the fishing game,
Yes.
if it's a measurable size fish
Yes.
and a possession limit fish, you can't use it for bait.
Okay.
Whoa. What about skipjack?
Skipjack, you don't have. They can
It's
be
not
any
measurable.
size.
Yeah.
They can be any size.
Okay, that's the difference.
That's the big difference.
Okay,
Bonita is a
so
measurable,
skipjack.
measurable
Skipjack.
size
Hey.
and possession size limit fish. That's what I was told.
There's nothing better than skipjack.
No.
There isn't.
But you can't get those at the bait barge.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, you're absolutely
Sardines
right.
and anchovies are always available at the bait barge.
But that's a point. I remember when I first started hooping over at Catalina, we used to catch yellowtail and then use the head of the yellowtail and just zip tie the head to
Before the sea lions were so
before the
thick.
sea lions figured out what was going on. But that was phenomenal. It was great.
Nothing but good times.
You can't do that anymore. sea lions figure stuff out
Yes,
very
they
very
do.
quick.
They're a beautiful animal.
Yeah,
Aren't they, though?
Dave
Hey,
loves them.
I think even more beautiful were the orcas swimming off La Jolla this last
Yes,
night.
indeed. Thanks a lot. Good luck, Kenny. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Oh, nothing but good times. We're going to talk to Dana. Dana's calling from La Jolla. Good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, Dana. Thanks for hanging in there.
Very patient.
Hi, Dana.
Bummer.
We have Dana. Pick me up, Dana. I hearing something there.
Yeah, almost sounds like he's on the water. Maybe running, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
Hey, good morning. Can
There
you
he
hear
is.
me?
Hey.
All right, we got you now. I knew
Sorry
you
about
were
that.
something there.
My cordless phone is dying. I've been on hold for so long, but I
Yeah,
appreciate
sorry.
you taking my call.
You bet.
So I tried to look the answer up to this question this morning. I couldn't find it. I know when lobster season starts at 0600, Saturday, 29 September, but what time are you allowed to put your hoops in the water?
Steve?
Can't you put them in a little early and not
I-
pull them before 6?
I would not put them any earlier before 6.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now, here would be the caveat on that. If you're fishing for crab, before 6. But
oh boy, Pete.
I think that
I thought Dave skirted
I
issues.
think that is something you don't want to mess around
Right,
with,
exactly.
especially first day. And you know, like the commercial guys, they can set their
They can put their traps in a day early, baited, but they're not pulling them.
Right.
But that's the set of their
that's
law.
A commercial. Yeah, that's commercial guys. But I think Steve's right. Is you cannot.
Right. Why start off the season with a ticket from the fishing game?
Oh,
you know, yeah,
I
just
don't
play,
want one of those.
Yeah, exactly. So just play it safe. Throw your nets after 6, and you'll be fine. I mean, you'll have fun. There's plenty of time
Fair
in the
enough.
season.
And we talked about this earlier too, Dana. That it used to be at midnight, and it would create, it opened at midnight, and it would create the biggest mayhem. Everybody running over each other, divers, in the water, and just mayhem, right? But by pushing it to 6 a.m. or putting it at 6 a.m., it eliminates all that BS and really puts you on the water to safe light time to fish that night. That
was a smart move.
Very smart, very intelligent.
Yeah, for sure. So the season starts 6 a.m. on Saturday the 29th, a week, this coming Saturday.
That's great.
And
all right.
So realistically, the first night is Saturday night.
Right.
Next
exactly.
Saturday night.
I'm going to give you guys a little secret right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
The end of the season is always the best.
It truly
Dave,
is.
You're giving it away.
I'm sorry.
You're giving away the good stuff, dude.
But the thing is, most people, they want to go and get those golden nuggets first thing out of the gate. And there's so many people doing it. Our last caller, Don, who I was trying to describe, he's going for his first time, don't let that vision of 50 people in your way distract the fun of it.
Yeah.
Really.
It's crazy.
And it's a 6-month season.
Yeah.
And by the time they start crawling, you're all burnt out.
Yep.
I agree with you.
And that's cool because then we're out there, but
Yeah.
You guys should be out there at the end, too. It's pretty cool.
All right. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. You know, we heard earlier in the show about this live broadcast we're going to be doing at the Sport Fishing Association of California office down in Point Loma, Saturday, October 6th, a couple weeks away. I've been talking to Ken Franke about this. This is going to be an amazing event. He's going to have Coast Guard guys there. He's going to have Mexican officials there. They're going to do, if you don't have a temporary imitation permit, they'll process your permit for you with your help and your paperwork right there on the spot. Ken's really pulling out all the stops to help recreational anglers promote sport fishing.
Well, help them get educated, too, Pete, on the right way to do things to go down and fish the islands.
So make plans to come. It's Saturday, October 6th, down to the Sport Fishing Landings there. Right next to Fisherman's Landing, you'll find the Sport Fishing Association of California office right next to Pizza Nova. We'll be doing the live broadcast, and they'll be having a SAC open house. You can learn about all the great stuff that SAC does for all of us, not just the sport fishing boats, but also the recreational boaters, too. So do plan on making plan to attend that event. It's really, really going to be fun. And be sure to check out this week's of Western Outdoor News, always loaded with superb information. This week they have tips on hooping and more. So check it out, this week's edition of Western Outdoor News.
All right. Hey, when we come back on Let's Talk Hookup, we're going to have more from Steve from Ahi and Promar USA, more lobster fishing, more Dave Hanson. We turn on Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
There is an undisclosed paradise waiting for you in your own backyard. It's the La Misión Hotel in beautiful Loreto, Baja California. Experience one of the few towns that has truly kept the spirit of old Baja, combined with the luxury of a 5-star hotel. Old mission traditions, authentic lifestyle, and a wealth of Mexican culture still lives at the La Misión Hotel. Situated on the water and just steps from the harbor, take advantage of the fantastic fishing and natural beauty of the Sea of Cortez and the islands of Loreto. Loreto has long been known as the Dorado capital of the world, but huge tuna, wahoo, marlin, yellowtail, and pargo are abundant too. La Misión Hotel can set up affordable fishing trips, dive packages, and family fun adventures to enjoy the rich natural abundance of Loreto. La Misión also has a fantastic spa, fine dining at Los Olivos restaurant, and the famous pizza grill will amaze and stimulate your palate. Relax, fish, and enjoy the beauty and adventure of Loreto at the La Misión Hotel. Fishing and other very affordable packages are available. Once you go, you're hooked. Check LaMisionLoreto.com for details. La Misión, the beauty and fun of Loreto, is waiting for you. Lobster season is here. It's time to gear up with the best in the business, Promar. Based in SoCal, Promar knows lobster and makes everything you need to catch these tasty critters. The Promar guys are hardcore lobster fishermen and have all styles of hoop nets, including the new Ambush XL Heavy 14-pound, 36-inch rigid hoop net, the largest allowed by law. Visit Promar on Facebook or on the web at promarnets.com.
The warm weather is here and our lakes and rivers are brimming. Just remember, if you love California and you love to boat, please wear your life jacket. And make sure everyone with you puts one on too. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know, CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
Fisherman's Landing is the top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hardworking crew is always looking for ways to improve your fishing experience. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. We are proud to say Fisherman's Landing is now a full-service sport fishing operation, offering half-day trips on the Dolphin, and now, for the first time in the long history of Fisherman's Landing, we have 3/4-day open party trips on the Liberty. We built the Liberty specifically to offer a better experience. Run by veteran captain Taro Takeuchi, the 85-foot Liberty is the first open party 3/4-day boat to offer bunks for your comfort. She also has huge bait capacity and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big galley and 2 interior heads with showers. Our open party trips from half-day, 3/4 day, or 1 to 3 day trips can be easily booked online online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Hey, this is Rosie with Cedros Sport Fishing. Cedros Island is considered the yellowtail and calico bass fishing capital in the world, and nobody does it better than Cedros Sport Fishing. We are committed to providing first-class service to our guests as well as an unforgettable fishing experience. We have made a good thing even better. We now have a direct flight departing to the CBX in San Diego. Leave home in the morning and fish in the afternoon. We have a beautiful waterfront lodge with first-class accommodations and meals. What are you waiting for? Call me at 619-772-7570 or check out CedrosSportFishing.com. Book soon. Trips are going fast.
XEPRS 1090 AM Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader.
The home of ESPN Radio.
The mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090 and Lobster Talk and Promar and having a good time.
Yeah, Steve and Dave are here. Phones have been packed the whole show, so let's jump into it, Corey.
They've been absolutely packed. We're going to talk to Brian. Brian's calling from Paso Robles, and I'm going to take a guess that Brian might be listening to us on the app. Good morning, Brian.
On the TuneIn app, it works great.
Yeah,
I'm from San Diego, so grew up listening to you guys with my dad, and not from there anymore, so get to still hear the show.
Great.
I got a question for probably all you guys. What's the strangest or craziest bycatch while hoop netting?
Wow, I'm sure we could all come up with a good one.
Well, last year up in Santa Monica Bay, I got a 7-gill shark.
A 7-gill shark.
There you go.
How
that
big?
He was like 5 feet long.
In the net.
He was inside of it, spinning around in circles as the thing came up. We were all freaking out, and I didn't know what kind. I never seen, or not a 7. Excuse me. A 6-gill.
6-gill.
Not a 7. 6-gill. And we didn't know.
-1.
Yeah. And we didn't know what it was, but I took some pictures, and then the thing's jaws were just gnarly. We put it on the deck, and it was pretty gnarly jaws. That was the weirdest bycatch I've ever had.
Yeah.
I've had all kinds of weird stuff, but not a shark.
Steve, what about you?
I think the craziest thing, we get a lot of eels.
Right.
Big eels. Big
morays.
Jumbos, like 20 pounds.
And those things,
those things, seeing the teeth, seeing the teeth on those things, it's
yeah,
nasty.
that's not something you want to see in your hoop net when you pull it up, but you do see it quite a bit sometimes, especially at Catalina,
Especially on a kayak.
Yeah, in a kayak. Yeah.
You throw it right in your lap.
What about you, Corey?
Well, you like the moray eels, like Steve was talking about, some jumbos, and you think you've got a net full of lobster, and you bring it in the boat, and all of a sudden he's loose in the bottom of the boat.
Yeah,
you know, it's kind of
that's fun.
Not too cool. San Diego Bay, I've had a huge sheephead, believe it or not, 10, 12 pounds. You know, like
really?
in the
In
bay,
the net.
in the bay,
Yeah.
in the bay.
A lot of
Sculpin, rockfish. I mean, you catch all. But you have to remember that you cannot keep that stuff. That stuff has to be put back in the water because it's you're targeting lobster, so none of it can be kept.
Oh, okay. So even if it's a legal sculpin, you
cannot. No.
Okay.
No, you cannot. Now you can have a fishing rod on the boat and be fishing for the sculpin on the side.
Okay. That's legal.
And be legal.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Very good.
There it is. That's a good question, Brian.
Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Oh, definitely a good one. And getting that app is so darn easy, Pete.
It is.
I've got it downloaded.
Yeah,
it's pretty darn
that
easy.
app, our Let's Talk Hookup app. Have you downloaded that, guys?
Yep,
it's
I have
such a great. It's such a great app, and it's been super popular. You can listen live. You can listen to archives. Adam does such a great job. We're going to post some more of those classic archives. You can call the show even on the app, and it's easy. It's free.
It's free, Pete.
Yeah, Let's Talk Hookup. Just search Google Play or the App Store and download it if you haven't already.
Lines are absolutely packed, Pete. Let's jump in and we're going to talk to Chuck. Chuck's calling from Dana Point, and we welcome you to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, Chuck.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, these double trips, are they fun? Are they too much to do with rock fishing and then going out hooping? And I think Helena is going to do that this year. And me and my kid's going to do that, me and Chuck. Are those fun, or should we just go hooping?
No, it breaks up the waiting period. That way you get to go and you get to do stuff and you get to fish. You get to bond with your child. It's going to be phenomenal. And then as soon as it starts to get dark, you get to catch some lobsters too. No, there's never going to be a time I'm going to tell you it's not going to be cool. If you're going fishing, any kind of fishing, it's going to be cool.
Yeah. And those mixed trips, you're really utilizing your daylight hours to catch fish and have fun, and then you're utilizing the nighttime. So really, I mean, you're kind of getting 2 for 1, really. And making a good time of it,
a longer
Chuck.
trip.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
And my cuttings.
Yeah, and there's a lot
question.
of there's a lot of smaller operations. Like Brandon Hayward does a lot of hoop netting trips over to Catalina and stuff like that, day and a half trips. I know Dave, you do some hoop netting trips, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you can catch sea bass and stuff and catch lobsters.
Yeah.
There's
So you
so
can
much
have your
to
own
do.
Can
private
I
shark.
take my skins out
What?
for bait? Like my cuttings, can I bring those out? Like when we bring home the bonita and then cut off the bloodline and the skin, can I use that as bait or no?
The way that I was interpreted the law, that is a measurable size limit fish and possession limit fish, and you're going to have to try to explain to the Fish and Game that fish was not whole when you put it in, and why.
Yeah, I mean, why create the controversy, I guess, is what Dave's saying, and why, once you're on your own boat and you have the Fish and Game with an eyeball on you, not the coolest thing in the world, right? So, you don't want to put them in early, you don't want to use the wrong bait, Sardines, a great one. You can save those, if you're ever on a sport boat and going home,
The other thing, too, is that people, and this is a big one, too, and I know Steve, Promar makes lobster gauges. Everybody on the boat that's fishing has to have a lobster gauge. You've got to measure those lobsters.
Absolutely. There shouldn't be any lobster on your boat that has not been measured.
Yeah, and
period.
Rule of thumb, if it's close, throw it
back.
Yeah,
There's no need for it.
Because the chances are, if it's close, I think he's good. Chances are, if Fish and Game boards your boat, that's going to be short.
Just know that we'll call it the fish and wildlife for the proper term,
okay.
right? The fish and wildlife, aquariums and wildlife, they are very proud of the lobster, as they should be.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
And you're going to find out very quickly how that little sheet of paper fit in between the carapace and the gauge. You're going to figure out what that little sheet of paper cost you really, really, really fast.
It's not worth it.
It's not.
No.
It's not
Throw
worth
it back and catch another one.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
That was a good one. Let's jump back into it. Let's talk to Bob. Bob's calling from Simi Valley. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup, Bob.
Good morning, Bob. Thanks for joining us on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. My question was if maybe we could talk a little bit about pot pullers or davit systems. I've got a 25-foot skipjack, and I was looking for a method to make it a little easier to pull pots
The
up.
Ace Line Hauler. And they have that new Brutus Max now. I'll tell you what, Vartan and the guys from Ace Line Hauler have been supporting our show for a long time. I've had one for years. I know Brandon uses them. I know it's a game changer for me because, man, unless I bring a young guy like Steve on the boat to pull the hoops with a good back, it's hard work.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And if you're fishing shallow, no. But if you're fishing,
100 feet or more?
Or, hey, 50 feet. Man, I'm fishing the bay. I'm fishing 40 or 50 feet, man. That Ace Line Hauler is a game changer.
Especially now with the heavy hoop
Now,
net.
do you have to be very you
yeah.
have to be very specific about where you place those?
As far as on the boat?
Yeah, structurally on the boat?
Not really.
Is
No,
there a lot
you
of
know
stress
what?
against them?
You can get it. It fits into a Scotty holder. You can put it right in your rod holder, or you can put a permanent mount on the side of your boat, like a Scotty or one of the others. They have several different options as far as mounting it, and then you just need to make the electrical connections. You can either do a standard Marinco plug with a hardwired connection, or you can just do clips to your battery if you just want to make it simple.
And I think it's more
They're 12 volt.
Exactly.
12 volt, yes.
And Bob, it's probably more ergonomic. I mean, it's for you to think about where it's most ergonomic to be able to visually run the boat, watch the guy pulling, and know where maybe you got to kick the boat in and out of gear to keep it from coming underneath the boat. And just be smart about what you're doing and putting it all together. And it's a very easy. The Ace Line Hauler is a really clean thing to use.
Ricky and I have a saying.
Because I've got Scotty.
Okay, you got a Scotty mount.
Placed already in place.
Then you're set. Go to acelinehauler.com. It shows you all the stuff. They're not cheap, they're over $500. But again, it's a lifetime investment. They really
You're
don't
gonna have
break.
it.
They don't need a lot of maintenance. If you take care of it, you wash it off, it's going to last you a lifetime, pretty much. And the
Thanks, guys.
And the people at Ace Line Hauler, the guys, they're from Canada, and they're really, really good people, and they back their products. So
pretty cool, Pete.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's jump back into it. Let's talk to Mark. Mark's calling from Santee. We welcome you to Let's Talk Hookup this morning, Mark.
Good morning, Mark.
Hey, how you doing today?
Great.
Excellent.
Hey, I gotta like to know the difference between the hoops, the openings in the hoops. What is you got some that are small, some that are big. What's the difference?
So the original ambush is a 32-inch hoop. The entrance is going to be 18 inches. And the main purpose for that hoop was it was the original ambush. So it was the very first one that we created. Now it's used more as basically if you're limited on space on your boat, if you have a smaller boat and you don't have the space to store the 36-inch hoops, that's what you're going to want to go with. You're going to want to go with the smaller model. Now, if you have the space, you have a bigger boat, you can do the 36-inch model, which is the Ambush XL. And that's a 36-inch hoop with a 20-inch opening.
What's the advantage of the Ambush XL versus the regular Ambush?
There's more volume in that hoop net. So there's more space for lobster to crawl in. It can hold more lobsters. So whenever you're out there, you want to give yourself the most opportunities to get these things. If you're spending all that time on the water, you're spending all the money and gas and everything else, give yourself the most opportunities. So if you can have the 36-inch, by all means, you should have the 36-inch.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, that's good stuff for sure. And this year, coming out with a heavier one, it's really important.
I
mean,
like that idea.
Yeah, well, you really have to have it. If you have any kind of swell or anything and moving that hoop around, they're not going to climb on it if it's moving.
Right, exactly. So the new one, it's a 36 inches as well, but it's heavy. It's 14 pounds. It's more than double of what we did before. And it's going to hold the bottom a lot better under rougher conditions, and even if you're going deep. So there's a lot of guys that were asking for something to go deep. So now you don't have to add weights to your hoop net. You basically have the hoop net. It's ready to go, ready to fish, and it'll drop down to the floor quicker, and it'll hold the bottom better.
Dave, you like those?
The heavy ones?
Yeah.
Well, I'm fishing shallow.
Yeah.
And there's not much movement in the areas that I'm fishing in.
Okay.
So I probably am
Fish
not.
shallow everywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Because, now, this is just me.
Okay.
But I think the people want to be involved in pulling the net up.
Mm-hmm.
I think to put it on a machine and just, that's cool.
They're still pulling it, though.
No. The machine's pulling. But if you can use your hands and pull it up, and then you get to experience the pull, that's
the excitement.
I believe is the key to the hoop netting thing, is to be a part of the whole process. And we do a thing on our boat where who's going to pull first, and you get to pull until you don't catch. If you pull, your first net has nothing in it, then you're out. The next guy's pulling. And if he pulls and he's got lobsters, he gets to pull the next net and the next net because he's lucky. And then that's how we do it on our boat.
And then do you divide the catch at the end of the night?
Yeah.
Everybody gets an equal share.
Yeah, we're all buddies on our boat. It's not.
There you go. But when you've done it long enough, like Pete, myself, yourself too, but you're bringing, people that are newer to it and into it, and it's cool to have them pull it. But when you've done it enough, that ace line hauler, come on, Pete.
If you're going out to get your 7 lobsters for you to go eat with your family, then go with the line hauler.
Yeah, right, exactly.
We're doing it recreational and having fun.
That's it. All right. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
No, that's a good one. Let's jump back into. We're going to talk to Paul. Paul's calling from Bellflower, and we welcome you to Let's Talk Hookup this morning, Paul.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My question is, how many hoop nets am I allowed to have on my boat?
So if you're by yourself on your boat, each person is only limited to 5. So that's why you always want to bring somebody with you so that you can take 10 hoop nets. Now, you're only limited, your max limit is 10 per boat. It doesn't matter if you have 3 guys, 4 guys, 5 guys. Your max limit of hoop nets on a boat is 10. Okay, does that make sense?
I can't have a spare sitting off to the side?
Nope, not unless you want a ticket.
Not unless you want to see how proud the Fish and Wildlife are.
So they used to be that way. You used to be able to bring a spare, right? You couldn't fish anymore. No, it never was like that?
Not that I remember.
Yeah. Not since they limited to 5 and 10.
Yeah, so
the law says.
So whether you're fishing them or not,
right?
You can bring 10 on the boat. And
exactly. Yep.
And honestly, Paul, I mean, if you have you and your buddy and you've got 10 nets on the boat, I mean, you can make it happen very, very easily. I mean, you don't need more than 10.
No.
And it really eliminates the guy that wants to bring 20, and it makes it more friendly for you and everybody else around you.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about light sticks for a second. You guys make the
LED light sticks and the regular chemical light sticks.
Okay.
Yeah, so
what do you like better?
I like the LED because there's two settings on them. So there's solid, and then there's the strobing.
Strobing.
And what I like to do is when I'm out there is, as soon as I set them, they'll be solid, and then when I do when I pull one, then I'll switch it over to the blinking. That way I know that one's already been pulled. Because when you're out there and you see 10 lights, there's no way of knowing which is which one you've pulled, which one you haven't. So I like to be able to alternate between the different settings.
Oh,
that's a really good one,
Really
Steve.
good.
I
I
like
never
that
even
idea.
thought of that.
Yeah,
Steve.
so
That's cool.
you see all the solid ones, you know that's the ones. Those are all the ones from your first set. Yeah, and then you're able to go cycle through those, and then you turn on the blinking option when you've cycled through them, and now you know, okay, I've done those, and I can continue doing the solids and basically cycle through that the whole night, depending on how many sets you do.
That's an awesome tip.
That is a
It
good
really
idea.
is.
Dave, what do you like to use? You use like the LEDs or you like the chem sticks?
Really? Okay.
You don't use
I don't
any-
use
you don't
lights.
use
I don't use lights because I'm on a 65-foot Hatteras. Everybody knows who I am. And for some reason, they believe in their heart they have to put their nets on top of mine for some reason. So I don't use any. My buoys are all covered with reflective tape, and I hit it with the spotlight. I know right where they are. I've marked it on my GPS. I hit them with my spotlight. They light up like daytime. And that's just me. I'm going to tell every one of my guys when I'm teaching them, you want to have the light sticks. But when I'm out for charters, I don't have any light sticks on my stuff. I'm fishing in 20 feet of water at Catalina on a 65-foot Hatteras, and I don't want you putting your stuff there. Many times I've pulled other people's hoop nets to get them out of the way because they decided they'd have to put them on top of mine, and I'm not going to put them in my propeller. And then I'll hand them all back to you at the end of the night and tell you, here you go.
That's
here's
really
your stuff.
friendly.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
just trying to be nice.
Very nice of you.
And then also, Dave, you're not really fishing where there's a lot of boat traffic, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
'cause there's not guys driving around my stuff in 20 feet of water. They're just not doing it.
So here's my question. 65-foot Hatteras in 20 feet of water at Catalina, you ever get nervous?
No, but my boss does.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy that pays the bills, right?
Yeah, no, I'm fishing. I know the island pretty good. Like Corey, we dove all these spots we're fishing. We've dove them many times. We know how much water's there. I'm never going to put the boat or the passengers into harm's way, but I'm fishing in pretty shallow water.
And are you pulling from the stern?
Yeah.
Right where the props are and everything?
What I've always learned since I started doing this, if you approach it, if you back up to your hoops instead of drive forward on them, because everybody's boat's the same, the bow flares out. So if you're driving up on them, at that last second when you're supposed to know where it is, it's under the bow and you can't see it, then you get it caught in your propeller. But if you turn the boat around and you back up to it, I put my spotlight on the buoy, see which way the rope's going, and I back over there at the opposite direction the rope's going, unless it's right up on the beach. But you know what I'm saying. So if you always go backwards, you can't get it in the propellers. And then I get the minute the guy has the buoy rope on the gaff, I tap the boat in forward. And that pushes the line out behind the boat, and then we pull it up.
There you go, and that works great. And a small skiff, center console, I mean, you can do it to where you kind of keep it off 45 degrees from the bow and make a tighter turn and do it, that way.
Yeah.
But reverse, why not? It all
The
works.
line placement is key.
It is.
There's a lot of times you wrap that line, it's not good.
Yeah.
Especially if you're at Catalina.
And especially if you're on a jetty like we were talking about earlier.
Oh, boy. Yeah, for sure.
Let's be careful.
Hey, thanks a lot for the call this
Oh,
morning.
that was a great one. And when we come back, we're going to have more great ones. We're going to find out who's won all these killer kits, the lobster, the tuna kit, the rockfish kit. We're going to have more from Steve, more from Dave Hanson when we come back on Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
Rancho Leonero is very family-oriented. People have brought their children down, and now they're bringing their children. It's not unusual to have 3 generations of family at the hotel. Grandpa, Dad, and normally sons, sometimes daughters. The families come back year after year, and it's a safe place for the kids. It's small, it's intimate, right on the water, 2 miles of beachfront. The water's very shallow in front. There's no currents to speak of, no waves. We have childcare, $10 a day for a babysitter. Security is high at Rancho Leonero. It's really unnecessary, but it adds up comfort level. And we really do encourage the families. It's a great place for family reunions, family get-togethers, weddings. We do it all. 1-800-646-2252, 646-BAJA. And RanchoLeonero.com. There's nowhere that I could think of to have the same atmosphere and the same experience that you get at Rancho Leonero. We love families.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now 19 stores and more to come throughout Southern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find a location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
When you put on a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses, the world begins to look different. Colors are more vivid. Contrast is clearer. Details are crisper. Wherever your vision leads you, beauty follows. With polarized lenses that eliminate glare and enhance color, Maui Jim sunglasses won't change the world. They'll change the way you see it. Color, clarity, detail. Maui Jim.
Cast Tours is a family-owned and operated travel company that specializes in taking you to great fishing destinations. They take pride in providing the best and most affordable vacation packages available. For over 20 years, Cast Tours has been creating unique sport fishing and vacation trips. Whether it's a fishing trip, a family vacation, or an adventure, they will provide you the service and value you deserve. Call Cast Tours at 800-593-6510 or check casttours.com.
It's nothing but good times in studio here at Mighty 1090 and Let's Talk Hookup. We've had an absolute fun show today, Pete.
Yeah, indeed, and thanks for all our listeners. Sorry we couldn't get to everybody. It was a busy morning.
A very busy morning, Pete.
Obviously, hoop netting's a very popular sport.
And the cool thing is, everybody that was on hold that didn't get on air was included in choosing.
And there were some people that were still on hold that did win, right, Corey?
There it is, and Steve and Dave chose them, and we have the Lobster Rig Kit, which includes everything you're going to need for a night of lobster. Brian in Paso Robles, who's a San Diegan, he admitted, and listening on the app. The Tuna Jig Kit from Mahi USA. Paul and Bellflower, congratulations. And the Rock Fishing Kit from Ahi USA, and Steve, thank you very much, is from Rob. It goes to Rob in La Jolla,
who's still on hold, and Rob wasn't able to make it, but that just shows you, as long as you're there at the end of the show, we'll include you in what's going on. And hey, Steve, you and Ben do a great job there at Promar. If somebody wants more information and wants to set themselves up on hoop nets, and of course the new heavy hoop net will be available this week.
Yes, sir. We get them on Tuesday, so they're going to be at all the tackle stores, the local tackle stores, this week. So make sure to stop by.
So by Wednesday, Thursday, they'll be in the local.
Absolutely. By Wednesday, most certainly they'll be on the shelves at the tackle store.
And honestly, it sounds super heavy, and it sounds almost too heavy for some people. But pick one up if you don't, even if you don't think you need it.
Yeah.
Try one in your arsenal, and I guarantee you it's going to produce better.
It'd be good to just have one on the boat because you never know when you're going out there and the currents are just too much.
And compare to how it fishes with the other one.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. But I do like the XL, the sizes. They produce, for sure. So more information on Promar?
Visit our website at promarnets.com or like us on social media at Promar and Ahi USA.
All right. You're a social media guy. So you do a lot on there. Yeah,
absolutely.
Sure. All right. And speaking of social media, guy that does a lot, Captain Dave, of course, thank you. And you'll be out there lobster hooping. Are you going to be running charters?
No, I'm leaving for Cabo Sunday.
Okay.
A week from today, I'll be on my way to Cabo San Lucas.
You still going to call in your
months.
Captain Dave
yes,
reports?
Sir.
Okay.
I will never let you down.
All right.
I'll be
so
there.
Those reports are going to be coming from Cabo.
Yes, they are. Well,
I like it.
The first week will be coming from somewhere like Mag Bay.
All right.
We'll let you know if it's happening there yet.
All right. Well, good luck on that, Dave. And, of course, if you want to subscribe to your great videos, how do we do that?
Go to my website at yoursaltwaterguide.com and check it out. Also, friend me on Dave Hanson on Facebook. I do Facebook Live all day, every day when we're out fishing. You guys got to check it out. It's pretty cool. I got a big bunch of people on there watching. And just if you're going to go fishing in Southern California, you got to be a part of my website, yoursaltwaterguide.com.
Hey,
check
Dave, honestly, for $4.99, jump on there for the lobster fishing. It's worth it. Are you kidding me?
For sure. Absolutely. Hey, Corey, thanks for hosting this weekend. Always a pleasure having you, and we'll look forward to having you back real soon.
A lot of fun, Pete.
All right. A real pleasure to have you, for sure. And a real pleasure to have all the people out there, including our buddy Adam on the other side of the glass, is such an important part of our team, and we sure appreciate all he does, and I appreciate all our listeners and callers out there, too. So next Saturday, Pat McDonald from Western Outdoor News and the Western Out. He'll be going to be talking the One Tuna Jackpot Tournament next Saturday. And then next Sunday, Berkeley Andrews from Seakeeper, that amazing device. Berkeley will be here talking Seakeeper. Thanks for listening today. We'll see you next week right back here on the Mighty 1090.